Later on Front Row, we'll be talking about the new biography penned by the inventor of the powerful adhesive No More Nails. I have to say, I literally couldn't put it down. First, though, I'm delighted to be joined by Giles Cormorant Humpton. Thank you so much for agreeing to talk about your work.
Thank you for having me.
It'll be no secret to your listeners at home that you rarely give interviews.
Yes, once you open that floodgate, it can be difficult to shut. However, this collection of my work is very dear to me, and I wanted to see it through to its completion. And just in time for Christmas, I might add.
Well, I was going to say, your work has made you a very rich man, hasn't it?
I've been very fortunate that people have embraced my work, which has meant that I've not wanted for material things. But I didn't get into this business for the money. I don't think anybody does.
Who would you say were your greatest inspirations?
Oh, where to start? People are always saying I was the first person to draw a Willie on a wall. The Sistine Chapel started out as a doodle of a pair of buttocks, and Michelangelo just got carried away.
You came from fairly humble beginnings, is that right?
Very humble. Nobody in my family was creative. It was quite a shock to my mother when I told her I wanted to doodle on toilet doors professionally.
Do you recall your early work?
Oh, one of my first was Giles He Was Here, October 71. Then there was Arsenal going down the toilet, which is when I realized I might have something of a gift.
Now, it's often said that you were breaking boundaries in those early days, light years ahead.
I just doodled what felt right at the time. I wasn't trying to change anything. One of my early classics was to write, "For a good time, call this number," and then I'd just put a friend or colleague's contact details. I think I was really just struggling with my own demons. It wasn't until the early 80s that I attempted my first racy limerick.
Ah, yes, of course, the woman from Nantucket. And since then you've become famous the world over. I understand Kanye West has a piece of your work.
Apparently, yes. He had the gents' toilets in the Queen's Head in Camberwell moved to his Malibu beach house when he heard there was a Humpton doodle in there.
Wow. Do you have any advice for young listeners going into the field?
Oh, well, it's a lot harder these days. So much competition. The Sharpie was a real game-changer. It forced me to push myself intellectually.
Yes, your reflective meta period.
Exactly. Many people know me for my recent work in a toilet in Cricklewood. I'm drawing on a wall, Take That Society. I doodle on dirty vans as well, Willies mainly, or writing Clean Me.
That is wonderful. Well, that's all we have time for. What a pleasure talking to you, Giles Cormorant Humpton. Tune in next week when I'll be talking to Sir Leopold Fascia Branson, the guy who fills the sinks in pub toilets with loo paper and then leaves the taps running. Goodbye.